What's up, everybody? It's your boy Dave Mo. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hey, I'm sorry I'm making this video in my car on my way to work this morning. It was a crazy week. I had to go to Georgia. I had some personal stuff I had to take care of. And I wanted to make these videos in my kitchen. You guys know I love my kitchen. That's where I make a lot of my videos. Obviously, you can see from my size, I love the kitchen. So with that being said, I definitely want you guys to do me a favor. We're coming up to 100,000 subscribers. We're like knocking on the door. Definitely hit that subscribe button, ring that bell. We're only 98,000 subscribers away from hitting 100,000. So definitely subscribe. Anyway, in today's video, I want to talk about the banking situation. A lot of videos right now are out. You know, they can't sell. Big trucks aren't selling. Banks aren't issuing money, repo rates are up, etc., etc. And a lot of that stuff, in my opinion, is fear-mongering, right? Because those YouTubers, a lot of those YouTubers, they have automotive channels. But inside that niche is a lot of different categories, right? So the question gets put a lot in my comments. You can see the comments, it's like, why doesn't he have more subscribers? Why don't I have more subscribers? Because the niche that I cater to is very small, okay? I cater to the dealer reps and the new car dealers and the car flippers, if you will, right? That's who I cater to. A lot of these channels that got started in this niche switched sides. What they started doing was saying, hey, I want to talk more about cars not selling, banks not giving money, repo rates going up. They're speaking to the other side. They're speaking to the general public, which is obviously huge. You could do anything. But unless you have a desire to learn how to buy and sell cars and learn about floor plans and DMS and all this other nonsense, you wouldn't be watching my channel, right? So understand that that's the difference between a channel like mine and theirs. Even like the guy Flying Wheels, he kind of walks a fine line, but when you watch a lot of his videos, on a 20-minute video, he spends 3 minutes of time showing you the profit of the car. The majority of the time, he's like, oh, look what I bought, look what I did, this is what happened, blah, 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 blah. And those things do happen from time to time, you know, whatever. So, you know, he's got, I guess, the best of both worlds, if you will. But the point of this video is the bank situation. I'm not concerned about banks, okay? I cater to subprime lending. I cater to people, we all do. Let's get this straight right now. As a used car dealer, if a customer walks onto your lot and is looking for a vehicle, you have to assume one of two things. One, that they're gonna pay cash for it. Two, if they're looking to get financed with a used car dealer that's not like certified pre-owned, like getting a Nissan from Nissan, Honda from Honda, that they're credit challenged, okay? So your lender is gonna be like Westlake, Nielsen, credit unions, Lobel, whoever, right? They are always going to cater to that subprime lender. They're a subprime lender that's gonna cater to credit challenged. Here's the reason why. They get to charge crazy interest rates because no one else is willing to take a chance on your customer. Number two, if your customer's not that strong, the check that they're going to cut you for the vehicle that has X value on it is going to be less. Why is that? Because this customer's not strong. If by chance they default in that loan, they need to know they can repossess that vehicle, run it through the auction, and still at least break even, but truly make money, right? So when you hear about these banks not lending money and everything else like that, I'm not seeing that from my side of the table. I'm seeing interest rates go up. I'm seeing down payments go up. I'm seeing my checks become a little bit smaller, almost to the point where, I'll be honest with you, in some instances, it's not worth me selling the vehicle. So if between their down payment and the check that the bank's gonna cut me and the recourse period, it's in some instances not worth it for me to sell the car. I'd rather either A, put them in something different, or B, throw them to another dealer who maybe has better banks, been in the game longer, etc., etc., and then they give me what's called a bird dog fee, if you will, right? It's like, look, I got them approved for the car. It's just not financially a good decision for me. See if we could roll them into something you have. If they make the sale, they'll either throw me $300, $500, or $700 for rolling them in, depending on what car they sell and how much money they made. Something, in my opinion, something is better than nothing, right? Because if I don't want to sell them my car, they're going to walk out that door and go to another dealer anyway. So why not steer them to a dealer that I'm going to at least get a commission, right? That's what bird dogging really comes down to, is getting a commission. I'd rather make something than nothing. So with that being said, you know, that's how I handle it. You know, in terms of, you know, these dealerships, these big dealerships not being able to sell $100,000 trucks, I can't really speak to that. You know, I would need to see fiscal reports and stuff like that to tell you what's being sold. Have you seen the video I made a few months ago when I was able to pull up the, you know, every car that was sold in the quarter for Mercedes? And I said, hey, look, these cars are, every car is up except for this one model that's not doing well. So if I'm on the board at Mercedes, I'm going to stop producing this vehicle and push more towards this vehicle, because this priced vehicle is selling more than this one is, right? And usually what ends up happening at a time like this, your smart buyers are saying, hey, I could spend $30,000, $40,000 on an entry-level Mercedes, or I could spend the same $30,000 or $40,000 on a Toyota and kind of maybe have it maxed out, you know? And again, these numbers that I'm using, I pulled them from the air. I have no idea what an entry-level Mercedes costs. I have no idea what a maxed out Toyota costs. You know, but again, a smart buyer wants their dollar to go as far as it can go, right? A smart buyer is not looking to finance a car. A smart buyer is definitely not looking to finance a car. That's just what it comes down to. But if you are, you want your dollar to go far, right? Like, what's the difference between a Mercedes and a Toyota? I'll tell you right now. The way it makes you feel, right? Because generally speaking, when people see an entry-level Mercedes pull up, it's a nice car, you got a Mercedes. Your friend's like, oh my God, you got a Mercedes, right? But those people that really know about Mercedes, like, if you're not coming up on an S or a CL, it's like, you didn't even spend 100K. Like, you didn't even spend 100K. I buy that shit for my daughter. You feel me? Like, so you're really not impressing anybody. You're kind of impressing yourself. I'd rather have the Toyota that's going to last forever and have more of the luxuries in it, right? But that's me. I don't know, you know, what to say. Back to what this motherfucker cannot drive. This motherfucker right here, bro. Where was I? I apologize. This guy fucked me up. I hate that shit. So, you know, in terms of Ford not being able to sell $100,000 trucks, I don't necessarily know that that's all they have, right? Are we talking about like the what is the Ford, the what is it called? It starts with an R. The Raptor, the Raptor. Then you have the TRX from Dodge, right? So that, you know, I don't know that that person looking to buy that car is looking to take it to the construction site. That truck is looking to take it to the construction site. I kind of feel like that person, that's that person's Mercedes, right? That's that person's $100,000. I'm gonna pull up, and that's what it's gonna be. Like, I have a friend, Leroy, as a matter of fact. When I come through in like an Audi or a Benz, it does nothing for him. But you come through in like a King Ranch F250 diesel dial motor, you know, he's creaming in his pants. In his circle, that's the vehicle that brings them clout, right? In my circle, well, I don't have a circle. I'm driving an 06 Corolla 5-speed with roll-up windows. I could give a shit less what people think about me. As long as my house is taken care of, my family's taken care of, I could care less. I do this for the money. You know what I'm saying? I do this to make sure that the people that I'm selling the cars to get a good deal on a vehicle. You know, loyalty over everything. But with all that being said, you know, I don't know. I would be more focused on, you know, the people that actually use trucks like this one right here. It's a Dodge run-of-the-mill 1500 series, right? How many of those trucks are selling? I wouldn't base a dealership's, you know, sales on one particular model. Now, the video says, oh, they can't sell them. Well, maybe because people that have the money and the credit to buy them are like, hey, we're not doing too good right now, economy-wise. Let me hold on to my money. And again, I'm going to say this to everyone for every car. If you're looking, gosh, man, I'm going over the bridge and the border just looks amazing, amazing. But if you're looking at cars right now and you're at a new car dealer and there's, you know, any kind of markup on it, I would just walk away. And quite frankly, I don't even go to, so I help people buy cars. What I tell them to do and what I will do with them, because a lot of times what I've realized when I send them to do this themselves, they end up getting sold. So what I will do is I will go to the dealer with them and we will test drive the vehicles that they think they like, and we will option it out the way they want it. Like, oh, I like this car. I didn't know this car came with that. Oh, I don't like this car because it doesn't have power seats. I don't fucking know. Anyway, once we do that, we'll then go home, or I'll go home, they'll go home, whatever, and I'll pull it up, the website, like honda.com, and I'll start picking it all out, you know, what we want, we'll spec it out, and then we already pre-negotiate online. So there are no markup fees, right? Like when I get there and they try to say, oh, you know, this is how much it is because of the markup, and there's no markup online, and I'm not paying that. So that's just what that comes down to, you know, is doing your homework. Look, I actually have roll up windows. You guys think I'm lying? Look, this is me rolling up the window. So, you know, you want to definitely do your homework. Definitely don't pay a markup fee. Those days are long and gone. And really and truly, anyone who did pay a markup during the COVID era, if you will, I just have to question your ability to be a thinker. Like at that point, did you really need to have a brand new car, or was the car you were driving going to get you through the next 2 or 3 years? Like, is it, even on a lease, you could do a buyout. You see what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. It really and truly does not make sense to me how people just spend money crazy like that and then complain later. So with that being said, guys, if you're getting into the game and you want to finance cars, don't be afraid. Don't let all these YouTubers tell you that banks aren't lending money, because I can assure you banks are lending money. You are just going to have to get a larger down payment in some instances. You are going to have to take a little bit less for your car than you want. And ultimately, if you're buying with a cash mentality, right? If you're buying that car with a cash mentality, when you go to finance it, you're always going to make more than you expected anyway, right? So it's not really that big of a deal. I hope you guys are finding this content useful. I totally just got lost because I wanted to park over there, but there's a car right there, so now I gotta go this way because, someone was sitting in their car, so you know, we're doing videos, I don't feel like talking to anybody. Not that I know everybody, but I'm just saying. But yeah, so if you're looking to get into it 100%. If you're thinking that you're gonna be doing buy here, pay here, I personally don't think that that's a good time right now to do buy here, pay here. I'm not doing buy here, pay here, although I am looking into lease-to-own options. With lease-to-own, and again, keep this in mind, guys. The information I'm giving you from this point forward about lease-to-own is very, very new, all right? I need to really research it more before I can give you the true in and outs of it. But from what I understand at this point right now, lease to own is really nice because I maintain ownership of the vehicle. So if someone has that car, did I just fuck up again? I did. So if someone has that vehicle, I can get it back without having to do a lot of the BS that you would have to with a buy here, pay here, because it's my car. So I can just pick it up and be done with it, and that's the end of the story. Let me think here. Also, with lease to own, you do not have to pay all the... So with buy here, pay here, when you sell the car, let's just say you sold the car for $7,000, but they only put $2,000 down, so you still have $5,000 that you got to collect. What ends up happening is you got to pay taxes on that. You got to pay sales tax on that. So right up front, you're paying all the sales tax and all that nonsense. So with lease to own, you're actually only paying sales tax when you get the payment. So every time you get a payment, let's just say you get a $100 payment. Here in Florida, it's like 7% sales tax. Well, it depends on what county. It's 6% for the state, and every county has their own sales tax. So you would add whatever that county sales tax is, the county tax, to the state sales tax, and that's the number you would come up with. For argument's sake, let's use 7. So if you collected a $100 payment, $7 of that payment goes to sales tax. And you would just simply input that into your DMS software, however it is that you use. All right. So that means that you get to maintain more of the down payment. You get to keep more of the down payment. More of the down payment goes into your bank. Also, another thing is you are insuring that vehicle through a party that allows leasing. So they're familiar with the way this works. They understand it. And you don't really have to worry about the buyer letting their insurance lapse and then getting into an accident with your car. So because of that, you're always covered, all right? And you can probably, I have to figure out 100%, but you could probably have them pay for the insurance all in one. Volvo, I don't know if they're still doing it, but Volvo about 2 years ago came up with this all-in-one program where when you went to Volvo, you got the car, the insurance, everything was in one nice little package. So, excuse me, so when they said to you, your payment's $700, you did not have to worry about saying, okay, I got to pay $700 for the car, another $300 for insurance, you know, XYZ. They're like, no, everything's included. So it was really nice. It was really nice and simple. Were they making money? I'm sure of it. As a matter of fact, you know, I want my girl to get into the insurance game right now, even as a side hustle, just get into selling insurance. And I said to her, I was like, look, every customer that comes through our door, when they need insurance, I'm just going to give them your number, and you're able to run it on the computer real quick, get them signed up, etc., etc. You would get your money, you would get your commission, they get their insurance, and you're kind of keeping the money in the house, right? In the family. And that's what I try to do the most. I try to keep as much money with the fam as I can. It's like keeping the money in the neighborhood, you know what I mean? So, but with that being said, guys, I hope all these YouTubers talking all this fear-mongering BS isn't scaring you from following your dreams. If your dream, well, I'm assuming your dream is to become a car dealer because you're watching this channel, and just, you know, just knock it out of the park. I just keep grinding. Don't let someone ruin your dream. Just because something doesn't work for them doesn't mean it's not going to work from you. Never ever really take negative advice from anybody, because people that give you negative advice, generally speaking, they're speaking from a position of failure. They're speaking from a position of fear. They're speaking from a position of lack of ambition. The reason why that person failed will not be the reason why I fail. If I do fail, it'll be because of the way I failed, right? So if I'm taking advice from someone who failed and like, oh no, the car market sucks, this is that and the third, well, maybe you were buying the wrong cars. Maybe you were dealing with the wrong banks. Maybe you weren't in a good area. Maybe you weren't detailing the cars and taking a shit ton of pictures. Maybe you were putting up a post once a month for the car. Maybe you weren't using Craigslist. Maybe you spent too much money on advertising. There's a number of different things that go into this, okay? Maybe you got to be like me when I was losing my shit because I just ended up with too many cars. I was one person trying to juggle 20 to 30 cars, right? So with all that being said, You just have to figure out what works for you. And once you figure that out, you just continue pushing through. So I pray that first and foremost, this video finds you in excellent health. I hope you find all the wealth in the world. And remember, be kind to others, be kind to yourself. And God bless, guys. I'm out. All right. If you guys need anything, like always, leave it in the comments below. And I'll do the best I can to either A, make you a video like this, or at the very least, just respond. It's one of the beauties of having a smaller channel is I'm able to respond to most comments, you know. So that is what it is, guys. Enjoy your day, make some money, study about the cars, and don't stop watching the other YouTubers, but take everything they say with a grain of salt, including myself. I speak to the masses, but only to the masses that are interested in buying and selling cars. And the information that I put out there is what I know for myself. You got to figure things out for yourself. So take a little bit from me, a little bit from them, a little bit from them, and together, mixed with what you already possess, you'll become one hell of a car dealer. All right, guys. You guys have a good one. I'm out of here. I got to go to work.